Hey y'all, Hilary here to bring you a kind of fancy recipe. It's a little bit more advanced. It's not a super easy one, but it's really good. It's got a lot of flavors and you can impress your family with it. So it's, why not? Keep watching if you're intrigued. First three things we always have to remember is keep that sink empty. Well, don't keep it empty, obviously that's not going to happen, but start with it empty. Have all of your ingredients ready beforehand, know your recipe, right? That was number 2. And I'm going to tell you what those are in just a minute. And have your apron on so you don't mess up your clothes. So today's ingredients, we have really thin chicken breasts. If your chicken breasts aren't already thin, I'm going to give you some tricks on how to get them that way, and mine are not, so you'll get to go through that with me, because I also don't have a meat mallet, so I have to get creative there, and I'm going to show you how to do that in just a minute. Some of our other ingredients today include garlic powder, onion powder, ground comino, or cumin, however you want to call that, it's the same thing. We got some salt, some pepper, we have some mushrooms, chopped mushrooms. Doesn't matter what blend. They can be baby bell? No, that's cheese. But whatever. It doesn't matter what blend or whatever species of mushroom. I don't know. It doesn't matter what kind of mushrooms. Just mushrooms and chopped, sliced if you can get them sliced. I'm sorry, I can't get my words out today. I'm so sorry. Some coconut milk if you're like me and doing non-dairy. If you're not doing non-dairy, milk or cream, it doesn't matter. And some olive oil and some chicken broth or vegetable. Well, you're doing chicken right now, so chicken broth. So that is what our ingredients are today. You'll also need a cast iron skillet. I hope you have one. If you don't, just a heavy bottom skillet. And that's it for our tools. So let's get cooking. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and just get my my dry rub, my spices mixed up together. I've already put the onion powder in there. I put in a teaspoon and a half. I'm kind of just eyeballing it right now to see if that's gonna be enough. I'm doing, let's see, I have about a little over 2.5 pounds of chicken. I don't think I'm going to do that much right now. I might freeze half of it. Just do like, yeah, because, okay, I'm going to do about a pound. I don't know. I want to do 4 pieces of chicken. 4 chicken breasts. Sorry, that was another teaspoon and a half of garlic powder. And I'm going to do a teaspoon of salt. Because I'm meal prepping, so it's just me. Obviously if you have a family, maybe 4 is reasonable. I'm thinking while I'm talking, I'm sorry. And measuring. Half a teaspoon of pepper. Oh, get some more pepper in there. No, less is more. We can always add more, right? Less is more. I don't know, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think in my head and out loud at the same time. We're gonna do like a giant. It's like, shoot. Okay. You know, they're holding me accountable now. I normally just eyeball these things, so that's 2 teaspoons of comino. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see. So if I'm going to do 4 chicken breasts, that's 4 servings. That's 4 meals for me, right? 4 meals. Mix it all up. We want to have this dry rub, this mix that we're mixing right now. We want it to be covering the chicken breast. So think about that while you're mixing up your mixes, your spices. I think that'll be okay for our chicken. I think so. I think it'll be good. Because what we're going to end up doing is we're going to put it on our chicken breast front and back, and we're going to sear it in our cast iron skillet and get a good, nice, what we call an herb crust. So it's going to be nice and crispy with herbs. It's going to be delicious. Alright, so we've got our herb rub, our dry rub there. I'm going to put that to the side, put kind of my spices out to the side too. Now, here comes the kind of fun part. If you don't have, if your chicken is not thin already, you're going to have to beat it a little bit. If you don't have a meat mallet, which is fun, that's fun too, because you're still, it's just fun to kind of whack the meat sometimes. But I don't have a meat mallet, and I don't know why. I don't know where mine went. But if you don't have a meat mallet, you need something kind of heavy. And what I have found works really well for me is this really heavy rolling pin that is KitchenAid, and it's got to be at least 5 pounds. It's really heavy. But if you don't have a heavy rolling pin, you can honestly use anything that's kind of heavy. Just make sure if you're using something that's not meant to be used on food, clean the heck out of it, okay? Like, disinfect it and everything. But honestly, I would use a rolling pin if you've got that. That's the next best thing to a meat mallet. And what we're going to do is we're going to whack it and... Ooh, sorry. I was about to roll off the counter. We're going to whack it until it gets about a quarter inch-ish to a 1/3 inch thick. And sorry, one thing I didn't have ready, I apologize. We're going to do that with a thick bag. So inside a thick bag, you don't want a measly thin little layer of something, because it's going to break through and it's going to splatter everywhere and it's going to be gross. Just don't do that, okay? So go ahead and get your chicken breast that you're going to use out. Make sure your hands are washed, please. I should add that to my list. Things that you should already do. So my chicken breasts are kind of thin already, but I'm going to go ahead and beat them just a little bit anyways. I don't like this giant piece of fat here. I'm going to cut that off as I touch literally every knife I have. Great. With nasty chicken fingers. Haha, chicken fingers. That was funny. Sorry. Okay, so for some reason my video cut out right when I started started beating the chicken. So now it's all beaten and thin and everything. Sorry about that. That was weird. Anyways, I was just talking away. I don't know what happened. That was weird. Anyway, so my chicken is nice and thin. We're going to go ahead and coat it with our dry rub that we set up in the beginning. And it needs to rest for about 20 minutes with the rub on it. Make sure you get a good amount of the spices on both the top and the bottom, the front and the back, however you want to call it. And then we are going to let it rest. I have mine in a nice little cup here that's a silicone that I just really do love. I love this little guy. So nice and generous here, but remember it's got to last for the other guys, so don't give one guy too much and then not have enough for the other guys later. You're finding that you don't have enough, that you feel like it's not going to get a good crust on it when we put it in the cast iron, go ahead and make some more real quick. It's not a big deal. You know the measurements, right? Shouldn't be too big of a deal. I'm going to massage it into your chicken. Ooh, this is the big one. I want to get all those good flavors. Don't want to miss anything. Ooh, and look at that, guys. Perfect. Perfect amount right there. Boom. That was 3 chicken breasts. 3 very, well, pretty large chicken breasts once we beat them all out. Alright, and I'm going to go through and just kind of look at them again. Make sure they're nice and coated. I mean, not that I can do anything about it now, I use all of our seasoning, but we do have a little bit on the plate. This one is weird. Look at that. It's kind of a weird chicken cook. Alright, so we're going to add our chicken to our cast iron skillet with some, about 2 tablespoons maybe of olive oil. It's been heating for about 4 minutes on medium heat. And I'm going to have to do one at a time, they're just that big. We're going to cook for about 2 minutes on each side, which probably won't cook them through, and that's okay because this is not the end of the ride for our chicken, so that's okay. And after this, we're going to flip them and cook them for 2 more minutes and do the rest of them. And then we will come back. We hopefully will have a really nice sear on the other side and see that nice herb crust like we were talking about earlier. The cast iron is going to get us that nice crust. So if you don't have the cast iron, remember you're using a really heavy bottom pan, but cast iron is best for this dish, specifically for that purpose. Alright? Alright. Alright, so this is my last one. You'll see that they have a nice crust on them from those spices. They look great. They smell great. After this one comes out, we're going to do our mushrooms and then add the coconut milk and chicken broth and then put the chicken back in there, and it'll just be beautiful and meld together and be delicious. Definitely wash your mushrooms. About 2 tablespoons, or a tablespoon. Let's start with a tablespoon of oil in your skillet and let that heat up for about a minute over medium heat before you put your mushrooms in there. And then we're going to cook that for a good 8-ish minutes. So you'll see my mushrooms are kind of chopped up. If you want it to look really pretty, just slice them. I am not a huge mushroom fan. I love their flavor. I don't like their texture. So I kind of like this when they're smaller pieces. That's my personal preference. If you like mushrooms all the way, then I would say do them where it's prettier and just slice them in the traditional mushroom shape, you know. If you don't have fancy kitchen scissors, it's okay. Chop them with a knife. These I got when I was selling knives in college from the company Cutco, and I absolutely love them. I use them all the time, and they come apart and wash really well in the dishwasher, so I really do like them. Just getting those really big pieces so I don't have to chew a lot, so much mushroom. I love this dish though. I can't say enough about that. It's just I don't love giant mouthfuls of mushroom. So that's all I have to say about that. Now my oil has been heating up in that skillet for about a little less than a minute. Almost a minute. Give it a few more seconds. Look for any more giant chunks of mushroom in here. Oh, there's a, no, whatever. And then we'll go ahead and toss these in there. And we want to really kind of caramelize the mushrooms, get a really good roasty flavor. One of the most significant flavors of this dish is that caramelized mushroom flavor. It's a very strong flavor of this dish, so if you don't like mushrooms, this probably isn't the dish for you. Like, you don't even like their flavor, so maybe hold off until the next recipe, next video. But I'm promising you, it's, if you at all like mushrooms, mushroom flavor, mushroom anything, this you're gonna love. Oh, there's a big one down there. Let's get that guy. I wouldn't be happy about that. And let's go ahead and dump them in our skillet. in there. I don't understand, guys. Okay, I have like a pesky fly moving around here, and I detest it so much. I can't stand it. I don't understand flies. Alright, sorry, I forgot this tool. You'll need a wooden spoon. So go ahead and like just kind of mix it around. And we're going to cook it for about 8 to 10 minutes until they get nice and wilty and golden and fragrant, I guess. We want to be able to smell kind of that rich, nutty flavor almost. We don't want them to burn. Alright, once again, my video recorder just ended by itself. I think I'm running low on space is the problem. Alright, so we've been going for about 5 minutes now, and this is what we're looking like, which is good. So I put in about, I don't know, almost a cup of mushrooms. And just kind of let them go and get all brown and fragrant and happy in there. Don't let them burn. That would be sad. But I have mine on literally right in the middle in medium, so they're happy in there. Happy little mushrooms. So let that keep going for a little bit, for a few more minutes. I've got 4 more minutes on the timer, and we'll be back. Alright, so we got that nice brown, golden brown mushroom. I'm going to add our chicken broth. It's going to sizzle. Hold on. We're also going to add in our half a cup of coconut milk. As long as soon as I can get this to calm down for a second. There we go. Alright, and our half a cup of milk, cream, whatever you have on hand. I'm using coconut milk for the non-dairy. I'm going to mix that in nice and good. Okay, so we're going to kind of reduce this down. Basically all that means is we're going to cook it until it kind of thickens and reduces in amount by about half. So there's a cup of liquid in here right now, or probably a little less now because some of it's already evaporated. So we want about half a cup of liquid total. That'll take about anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the heat of your pan. Obviously, the hotter the pan, the quicker that happens. So if you have a cast iron, it's probably going to happen a lot quicker, just because the temperature of the iron will stay pretty constant, pretty hot, pretty more evenly, I guess, is a better way to put that. So as soon as this liquid is about half as much as what I put in there, we'll be back. Alright, so you can see how it's gotten a lot thicker and a lot less liquid in there. So we're about done. We're going to add our chicken back in and cook it until everything is nice and done. Alright, so everything's back in the pan and it's sizzling away in the sauce. If you want more sauce, just add a little bit more chicken broth and cream or milk or coconut milk. And there you have it. There you go. Enjoy. Alright guys, here are the final 3 chicken breasts in their containers all ready for me for food prep. And I tasted a little bit and oh my goodness, it's so good. It's such a restraint to have to hold off not eating it tonight because I already have dinner planned for tonight. But this is the creamy mushroom chicken. It's so good. I really hope you guys try this out and enjoy it. It does take a little bit extra time, so worth it in the end.